See, when you say the various moods of ENTPs, well, I assume all types go through moods. But to be specific, ENTPs can shift dramatically and very quickly, and to where they can do exactly what Eric just said. Where was I?
We don't remember our emotional states. I don't remember mine. It's rather like physical pain in that regard, even though I know that emotional pain is not like physical pain in that you can remember the specific set of circumstances in which you felt something strongly and you can feel that thing again emotionally. You can't do that with physical pain. Remembering when I broke my hand doesn't make my hand hurt again. But if I remember when my dog died, it'll make me sad again. So
I
I
don't
know that
remember that.
it's possible to experience emotions again like that over time, but unlike other types, I don't think it stays with me really as part of a layering bunch of sediment of emotions that filters down to the bottom of one's soul and builds up over the course of a lifetime.
Wow! Whoa!
I didn't hear that, but it sounded profound.
It was very profound for sure.
Did something filter the bottom of a soul? Is that what I heard?
Repeatable. That's repeat. That's repeat worthy.
All right, I don't know if I can repeat it exactly, but the gist of it is just that.
Maybe the gist of it. That was good. Hey,
that
it's
that ENTPs don't experience. We may experience emotions over time. That it's possible for me to remember what I felt like when I picture the circumstances of finding my dog's dead body, and to experience that pain again. Whereas with physical pain, you can't re-experience it by remembering. I can't remember breaking my hand and feel my hand hurt again. And I think that because of our limited ability, though, to experience emotions again over time, namely that I have to intentionally draw up into my mind that set of memories and then I will experience those emotions again, but it's obviously not something I'm going to seek very often because it's a bad emotion. And I don't spend a lot of time in SI anyway. So my point was, and the way I expressed it was that as ENTPs, I don't remember exactly how I said it, but
okay. You said I can recreate the set of circumstances in my mind, and then understand the emotion associated with that. But it doesn't filter in and then gather sediments like more of the feeling types where it builds up over time and creates something.
Right. Yeah, something like that.
In their soul or something.
It doesn't filter. It doesn't filter to the bottom of the soul and pile up as layers of sediment over time, over the course of a lifetime. Which is, I think, what it does for introverted feelers. That's why introverted feelers don't care about dying. They don't say, "I'm scared of death." They say, "I wouldn't want to live forever." Why? Because they're carrying around the built-up emotional baggage of the various injuries, sufferings, positive stuff too. But it seems to be less weighty. The negative emotions are the ones that we remember and have to process and deal with. The positive emotions, I suspect if you're an SI Dom and you'll have FI then in a decent spot maybe, then you probably have a decent way of going about re-experiencing your emotions and stuff and carrying them around. And I know Candace did. So, yeah. But of course, without that weight, the problem for ENTPs is we don't really feel like people in the world sometimes. We feel removed from the world, removed from those around us, removed from the shit we're doing, removed from our beliefs, removed from our emotions, removed from our relationships. We feel untethered. And to the extent that we are whole, we've got to be both rooted in some metaphysical identity that we can count on, and also rooted geographically. We've got to feel rooted in our SI familiarities. And if we can attain all that, then we start to feel a little bit more solid. But our instinct always is to take our attention away from the moment, our bodies, and ourselves, and place it elsewhere. Thoughts?
No, I agree. And
Yeah.
for people in chat or who's watching this live, I'll be checking it periodically if you want to ask some questions or fucking some shit.
I see. I've got this thing open now. It says 5 people are watching. LC says frog. Frog right back at you, LC. Frog right back at you.
Taylor, did you see the picture that LC posted? She was in a store or something and saw some coffee that was Taylor coffee.
Taylor Coffee.
There's a lot of Taylor shit in the world. Taylor's a common name on products and such. Taylor could populate his entire house with various Taylor-themed products, stores, and street signs and whatnot.
That's illegal.
I'm assuming the city donated them to you.
They do that time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of the Yaylorian appreciation movement that's gathering around Pratt, Kansas.
It's gathering momentum, that's for sure.
As the people have come to understand that Yaylorian miracles have already occurred in their hometown, namely the Immaculate Conception of the Sexy Hat was an important moment.
That's pretty critical.
Yeah. The arrival of the arrival of the opened package with all the stuff still in it. Another miracle. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. Miracles happen every day all around us constantly. And we owe it all to Yaylor and Yaylorianism.
Wild. Hallowed be my name.
Well, I never thought I'd really get into a religion. I didn't think any of the religions were going to have enough to offer me as a God-fearing atheist to attract me as an adherent. I was wrong. It turned out Yaylorianism brought into my life the ability to be archpastor and wear a super cool hat.
And sobriety.
Well, Yaylorianism didn't bring about that.
That was Yaylor.
Oh, that was Yaylor. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Yaylor. Thanks for helping me quit drinking like that with your magic.
That's what
Appreciate
I did.
it. So anyway, yeah, I think Yaylor said, all right, you can't handle that one. But you know what? I have a feeling that Yaylor did that with a certain amount of weary frustration. He'd probably been sitting there going, you've had how many years to figure this shit out? You still aren't drinking properly. What the fuck is wrong with you? Eventually he gave up. So I can't waste that resource.
How do you research a topic without making someone's opinion your own? You try and argue against every side of it. Joker. That's a question in the comments.
Okay, well, the answer is I try to figure out what any given position's utility is as an argument. So it might be I figure out every possible angle against it or something, but if somebody's writing an opinion piece that is advocating something specifically and it's providing warrants or reasons why, well, I mean, I'll try to understand it first on a summary kind of level. What is actually being advocated, if anything? Is he just musing, or is there an actual advocacy here? If there's an actual advocacy, it'll be something like the United States should take a hard line on Iran or something like that. And then I will look at the various arguments in this person's being made. The thing is, I don't really have to worry about taking opinions on as my own because there's a very good chance that whatever it is I'm reading, I know all the arguments on that issue already. As a debate coach, I have a unique advantage in that regard, which is I've got to actually find and prep out arguments on shit all the time. So, I probably already heard them. If I do hear a new argument, I think it's a strong argument. I only evaluate it in terms of its strength as a debate argument anyway. I'm not I don't really have any opinions on anything. It's not like I care really what the policy is as long as it doesn't affect me. I have my principled opinion, and I will vote with it and try to make that happen to the extent that it's not too much of a hassle. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to waste my energy carrying that shit that I have no control over. That's what it boils down to. And I don't have any control over, like, I might make all those arguments about Muslims and Islam that I did earlier on the immigration thing, but I don't actually care. I mean, if I saw there's a mosque right over here I stopped to get tacos or a burrito actually I got at the taco truck that was parked right outside the St. Gabriel Mosque, and I kind of looked at the mosque and I didn't really think anything. I didn't see any Muslims going in there. If I had, I wouldn't have like scolded them or anything. I wouldn't have assumed I was in danger. I certainly don't think Muslims, by and large, are dangerous. I just think that their ideology is fucked up, you know? Well, whatever. It's just a position anyway.
That's funny. I think you just ask yourself, am I attached to one am I attached to this being the truth or what ought to be right, more so than the actual rightness of it? Is what I say the short answer to that direct question. I like what Eric said better, but
I want to answer Neptune's question.
what was that?
Because is your ability to argue or remove the magic from things at all? Or are you just more selective than most people about which magic you believe in? Number one, no. It's allowed me to have magic. If I were a weaker arguer, I wouldn't be able to have magic. I have to be able to defend it. I have to be able to argue the meta framework. And so
Maybe if you weren't so good of an arguer, you'd be maybe sexier or something. You'd have magic in it.
I'd be a lot more logical. Now, the other thing is, I'm more selective than most people about which magic you believe in. No, I'm not very selective, but I'm directive about which magic I believe in. But I believe in lots of different magics temporarily for this purpose of that. I have a lot of magical thinking, actually, because it's just as good as any other methodology of attaining an outcome or a decision for certain kinds of things. And in fact, magic seems an inevitable consequence of meaning making, of extroverted intuition. The other thing here is magic is something that ever trumped logic for me. Yeah, sure. I mean, happened as recently as Helen.
And for people that may be listening to this stream or something who's never been here, what do you mean by, what does magical thinking mean to you? Because I think Neptune.
Okay.
But
Well, magical thinking means behaving as though, with the right metaphysical constructions, the physical world follows the lead of the metaphysical world, so that you can construct meanings in such a way that, from a distance even, and indirectly, you can cause reality to get out of your way. So when there are realities you don't like, elements of situation you need to get around, and or